Hello YouTube, this is Channel 37's first title, The Last Caretaker. It's a first-person open-world survival crafting game. You play the part as a robot, the final caretaker, and you're there to restore a dying world. You know, the gaming experience emphasizes exploration, resource management, and crafting. You'll start the game in Sanctuary Dock 37 in the dingy basement, and you'll kind of come out of the basement, learn some of the early game. You'll come across your boat, the Vessel of Tomorrow, and you'll be taking that out into the gaming world. You'll locate the location where the human pods are. You'll learn how to turn those pods into humans and how to launch those humans into space. I've already played the gameplay through. I've launched a couple humans, and now there's a new update. That update adds secret habitat location nodes. There's some storylines that have been added, and I thought I'd go ahead and play the game again, kind of take advantage of some of the new content and have a fresh look at the game. I figured I'd go ahead and create a playthrough. So the playthrough will cover the original walkthrough of each point of interest, or POI as I call it. I will kill the NPCs and loot my way through the POI. Once it's cleared, I'll salvage off camera, because that could be a bit monotonous, just watch me running around salvaging things. If I think my method of salvaging is unique or less common, I'll go ahead and record it. And if I come across any secret locations, I'll make sure to start recording again during my salvaging pass. Once I'm done, if I do any crafting or I change my strategies, I'll go ahead and start recording again just to kind of explain it. And without any further ado, I think we're going to go ahead and start a new game. So here's our dingy basement start, and you'll notice on the left side down near the bottom there's a couple of characters that let you know how to get to your tools, your skills, your enhancers, and how to bring up the build menu. The build menu you see here is your on character build menu, so you can build things both in fabricators, which we'll see later, and on your robot. Some people don't realize that, and yeah, I was pretty far into the game before I realized that. You also get a couple tools, and that's going to be your wrench for repairing, and of course a light. And I'm going to turn that light back on because I cannot see very much. So here's some loot. We got some plastic scraps. So let's go ahead and pick those up. And the door, anytime you see a handle, and when you mouse over that handle, you see the arm, you're basically just expected to kind of pull it open. Press and hold to open.
It's dark and quiet now, but it doesn't have to stay that way. Reconnect the power. Bring this place back to life.
Yep. So here's another door we can open. And we've got another room. It looks like we have another caretaker. He either never activated or he's just faulty. Maybe he's broken in some way. So I'm going to go ahead and collect him. I'm going to collect all of the caretakers, and I'm going to go ahead and salvage him. Because the whole point is not to take care of caretakers, it's to take care of humans. The whole idea is to launch humans into space. So, yeah, they're just resources. Some things you can straight pick up. Others you're going to loot. If you press and hold C, just like I did there without realizing it. If I tap C, I can break it and pick up each item. But if I hold C, I could pick up multiple items. Sorry, E, not Z. And that's just the easy way to know if you get something that's loot or something that is something that needs to be reprocessed. So the quest is to go ahead and find electric cables, connect them to the battery, and restore power. Here's our medium battery. We're going to go ahead and press E to connect. Take it over here, and connect it, and flip switch.
Good work, Caretaker. Every restored connection brings us closer to reclaiming our home.
Okay.
We've lingered here long enough, Caretaker. Head to the docking hangar. There's something important there waiting to show us our path.
We will come back here. All these chairs and computers and beds and stuff we could salvage. So I'm just going to kind of move a couple things around just so I don't forget them when I come back through. I'm going to leave that connected. This is the main switch to power the base. We're powering it via the battery, but some bases are large enough where you have more than one switch. So this switch only really covers the bottom half of the base. I can come through here and turn lights on. When you turn lights on in certain sections, you'll turn on these little speakers, which will give you helpful information. Really only in the original point of interest, the dock, will you see these. So you can turn those on, you can listen to the messages. That will help you give some in-game information.
Begin by tending to your own systems. Vitality first. The ferrofluid in your frame is not ordinary cooling.
So you can sit and listen to these.
Adaptive and self-healing, drawn from Exo's earliest work in extreme environments. Keep it circulating. Keep it balanced. Without flow, responsiveness fades. Joints degrade, and shutdown follow.
Here's the Vitality and save game stations. You'll see these in multiple locations in the game. I'm going to go ahead and use Vitality Station. It's supposed to give me ferrofluid, which brings up my health level. And then you can press and grab the cable, attach it to yourself, and then you'll get a backup menu. Or you can walk up and press V. If you notice above my health and power bars, there's these quick icons that'll let you know what you can do at different locations in the game. So if I press and hold V, that'll just give me a quick save.
Least work in extreme environments.
Mute him for a second, and we're just going to clear our way through the door. Grab our teddy here. I think that's all the loot that's on the ground. Cool. That looks like it's about everything. Bring the ladder down, or the elevator. Now I could take the ladders up, or I could take the elevator. I'm going to take the elevator just because it's a bit quicker. And there's going to be instances like there's a robot here and some other stuff. I'm going to want to pick those up later. I'm just not going to bother to pick them up right now. Yeah, that's all the loot. And we've got our first NPC. So, just like it says in the bottom left-hand corner, see it immediately. I'm going to walk up and whack it over the head. You're dead. And you're dead. Pretty straightforward. Through. Got another robot. Out of the way. I'm going to open the next door.
There she is. Your vessel. More than just metal and circuits. It's your freedom. This boat is how you'll reclaim the seas, and perhaps even your identity. The dock systems are offline. Without them, we're trapped here. Restore the power, Caretaker, so we can sail again.
Yep, that's the goal. So head towards the dock outlet. That's the next quest. These are both lootable and carryable. These are cylinders that give your robot some energy. It comes with 500 energy, which is enough to fill your robot at first, since you only start with 500. And if I press and hold E down near the bottom of the battery, it'll allow me to loot it. Different than carrying it around. It does take up a lot of inventory space, but we're just doing a loot pass, and I'm gonna drop it at the boat anyway. You can pick these up or not. You can scrap them or not. Another robot. I'm gonna see if I can throw him on the boat. Yep. My robot's a bit weaker than normal because, of course, I'm used to the robot near in-game. So if I grab him... Hey, robot. Send you right onto the boat. There we go. Loot. More loot. Reached level 2. Awesome. And there's another robot. Some more loot. Alright, so we have another battery. I'm going to go ahead and pick him up, this cable. And if you see Q is drop and reel, that will reel it in so I can pick it up. Once you deploy a cable, you have to reel it in to pick it up. It's a little bit different. I'm going to take these batteries, I'm going to put them on the boat. I was definitely going to want to take those for later. I'm going to take the cable and I'm going to bring it all the way over and drop it into the boat. If I mouse over it now, the boat has 0 of 6 kilowatt hours. I'm going to connect it, and it's set to equalize. I can switch that, of course. I'm going to send it to input mode, which will drain that battery completely, put all the power into the boat, which is helpful. Send you down there. Send you down there. And now we're looking at some loot. These are the engines for the boat. We've got an electric engine, and we've got a diesel engine. So it's kind of a hybrid. Although, you're going to be using the diesel or you're going to use the electric. I can pull up my repair tool, and it'll immediately tell me if I need more material than I currently have, which I need more iron and plastic. The easiest way to get iron and plastic is to go ahead and salvage, which we've already done a decent amount of already. So I've opened this door. We've got a recycler, and we've got the fabricator. Fabricator lets us build things. Recycler, of course, recycles. We've already got some power in the boat, so what I could do is I can connect a cable to the recycler and turn it on. There's our recycler. Alright, so I can press E, and I could just find all these scraps and drag them up. Or if you notice down here at the bottom, it says deposit all trash, press F. That's going to guarantee only the stuff that can be recycled is going to go into the recycler, so it's a quick method to drop all the loot that can be recycled into the machine. And now we're going to get some plastic, because one of the things was plastic scrap, fabric scrap, glass, and metal scrap, which is going to be iron and copper. So we'll just loot all this. This is probably enough to get our engine fixed. Yep. Awesome. So now these are little pods that improve the engine. So little cylinders So there's one there, there's one there. Gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go to skills, and I'm going to grab the dismantle tool. And the dismantle tool will automatically be in my tool menu. So press T for tools. There it is. So I want to make it appear down in the bottom left-hand corner, which will give me hotkeys for it. And to do that, I'm just going to right-click it, add it to Action Bar 3. So now I've got options for buttons I can press. If you notice, it says bottom left, the tools, they don't have numbers or letters. They've got indicators for my mouse, which I've gone into the settings in here, and I've modified the key bindings to include my mouse. Instead of 5, 6, 7, it could be my mouse buttons. Also, while I was in here, I went in and modified the save game to autosave every 5 minutes. I think by default it's 20 or 30, which really forces you to use your save game locations. 5 minutes, you'll lose some gameplay, of course, but you won't lose as much. But that only uses a quick save location. There's only one auto quick save location, and then you've got your 8 backup locations, so just so you're aware. Also, if there's a game bug and the game bug occurred more than 5 minutes ago, that autosave game isn't going to help you. Remember, this game is early release still. So I'm not going to bother to hook up the fabricator yet. What we really want is this first Durapack, which will give us some storage locations, and I'm kind of waiting for that. Shouldn't take long. We're just gonna do more looting and salvaging, and at some point we will be able to get that started. So I'm just gonna drop all this loot here. We can come back and grab it later when we've got access to storage. I definitely need to remove the battery. And these are consumables. Don't leave them in your inventory. Drop them down to your holster so that you now have the ability to use them. You can't use them without it. So now if I press 4, it'll bring them up. And I can press and hold mouse 1, and then I'll go ahead and use them. Of course, I don't need to do that. I can connect a cable to the boat. And if I look straight down, it says connect is E, and I just need to hold it. And now I am charging myself. It's set for equalize. The boat has way more capacity than I do, so it's always going to fill me up. If the boat had less than I can carry, say I can carry 2,000 and the boat is at 1,500, it'll balance out and it won't fill me up completely. And you can adjust the direction of the flow to input. So the reason I pulled up the tool, the dismantle tool, is it gives you an idea of all the loot that you can dismantle, what you're going to get from that loot. So the robots, they give you tech scraps and aluminum scrap, which is better than most of the other loot that you're going to come across. So if you need tech scrap and aluminum scrap, it's really important to collect these robots, and I'll explain a little bit later what some of the other scraps are and what you get from them. Here's a forklift. This is not technically the same forklift that is supposed to be drivable, so we're going to go ahead and recycle that. We've got broken glass, wire scraps, plastic scraps, rubber, and metal. No tech scraps, no aluminum scraps, but it's definitely worth doing. And what I mean by worth doing is it's going to cost 40 energy and 4 seconds to get 2 pieces of scrap. If you need the scrap, if you need metal scraps or plastic scraps, maybe that's worth it to you. And here's 8 seconds for 4 scrap. I don't tend to spend that much time or energy scrapping stuff that doesn't give me much for the energy I'm going to waste, because it's going to force me to return back to the boat or find other ways to recharge, which kind of slows me down. So I'm going to skip it. I'm going to skip big, large crates like this and some other ones that sometimes, like some of the larger pallets that give you plastic, which is useful, but it takes a huge amount of time to process it. I could just send it to the recycler. Here, 8 seconds, and it's a whole bunch of different types of scrap. This has a screen in it, so it's considered high-tech. Then you get tech scraps, and you get aluminum scraps. So we want to... I could use the dismantle tool, or I could just bring it to recycler. There's RNG involved in the recycler versus the dismantle tool. So I could potentially get more resources out of the recycler. I'm sorry, I'm walking on these robots and it's making it difficult. So RNG, it's going to give me potentially more resources than if I use the dismantle tool. So I'm going to go ahead and shove this in there. I'm going to go ahead and shove the robots in there now that I've explained tech scraps. There is a benefit to using the dismantle tool, though. You get experience for dismantling objects, and then of course you get experience using the recycler, so you get double experience. You wouldn't want to do double experience for something like a drum, which is just going to be metal and plastic, because the resources aren't that valuable. So in that case, you'd use the dismantle tool and you just 3 seconds, 2 pieces. It might be worth it, especially if it has a resource that's important, which plastic is very important in the game. So I'm going to continue moving around and looting. So I'm going to loot up here. Nope. My next destination should be up here. That's going to be the other power switch in the base, in the dock. So my goal is to get there to turn on the rest of the power. Now this is an obvious, I guess you could call it a hidden location. It's so obvious, I don't know if you would call that. But here's another one. As you can see there's definitely some objects that are lootable in there. So just keep an eye out when you're moving through. This door has a little... this door has a little power icon, and it's red, which means the door needs power, so you won't be able to open it. This door is locked, so we're not going to be able to get in there. And there's that switch down at the other end. Our only real option at this point is to try and get into this vent and see if we can get around that door. And we've got another robot. I'm going to shoot him through the vent there. And we're in. There's our switch. Send him down to the boat. And the switch is broken. Boo. We could try to repair it. We've got enough iron. Alright. It's no longer broken. through here. Alright, we've got some batteries. I'm going to connect here. I'm going to connect these two batteries together. They're in the equalize, so they're in the equalize mode, so they'll equalize their levels, which is fine. Wire scraps. This guy is 4 seconds for plastic scrap. I'll take it. Why not? Okay. Now we're going to turn our lights on.
The dock is alive again, thanks to you. Each step forward reconnects us to a brighter future. Caretaker, you were never meant to remain bound. These waters were once pathways, carrying life, purpose, and discovery. Something awaits you out there, ready to be reclaimed.
Alright. Cool, cool. Vessel tomorrow. We're going to repair, refuel, and get it ready for the journey. And then the rags to riches is just to kind of teach you recycling is important. All your trash items, which we've already done. Although, since we did it before then the quest was given, we're forced to do more. So there is a special there, as you can see, that looks like a little book. That's a memory, so we want to get that. Also, it looks like I can get to right here. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a try. I think I'm going to get some loot here. I'm going to get a drum and see if I can stand on the drum. A little precarious, but there we go. And there we go. Alright, nice. Okay. Nothing up here. Oh, nope, we got vents. Take the vent down. Up here. And we're gonna look for stuff up here. It looks like we got another track we can walk down. That one's broken. Loot. Nice. We've got some memories and some fabric that we can go ahead and loot. Some tech scrap and aluminum. Great. I've noticed anytime you have furniture that isn't destroyed or damaged, that it's worth scrapping. I would normally probably grind this down, but my power is really low.
Part of every cycle, engines must be online and properly fueled. You may adjust some turn counts, but do not delay repairs. Once left unattended will end the route.
Alright, I would love to turn on my light, but I can't because my battery's too low. I'll grab you, and we're gonna go to the boat.
Storage for tools, resources, and cryo cargo. The bay also houses fabrication and recycling modules. Keep the floor clear.
I'm gonna see if I can jump down.
And they will supply what you need.
Let's give it a try. Oh, that did not work out. So you can take jumps normally like that, even at low health. But you have to have some energy and a little bit more health than I did there. So what I'm going to do, switch to my battery, little small batteries. I'm just going to charge myself up. Charge. Wonderful. I think what I'll do is I'll just scrap this normally.
Before engaging any power line or transfer, below deck, storage for tools, resources, and survival parts.
Loot them. Grab you and send you down to the boat.
Map, diagnostics, and the Pico terminal. Use the terminal to manage routes, track inventory.
Just to kind of prove my point, I'm going to go ahead and make the same jump. You'll see my energy bar go down a bunch as I land, as the robot kind of braces for the landing. But it was survivable. Matter of fact, I barely used any energy. So, how much energy your robot has when you do a jump like that really matters. If you don't have any, like I did before, then you'll see that it ends up taking a lot out of you. I'm going to press F to pause it all. At some point I'm going to hit level 3. And I'll make some storage containers. I'm going to move that to the inventory. That's a medium battery. I'll actually need those cables. I think I'm going to grab a battery too. 'Cause now we're gonna go onto the roof.
Caretaker, nothing is wasted. Recycling power.
Oh, we can go in here.
Every system you maintain depends on what you recover.
Turn the light on here. Awesome. So we got another teddy bear. We can connect our battery to the recycler. Turn him on. Then we can just start shoving things into the recycler. Just like so. Now I'm not gonna do that right now, but that's what I'm gonna do when I do my recycling path. Things that are relatively close will get brought back here if the RNG is worth it.
All that remains, recycle, fabricate, construct.
Alright, that door now opens. And I'm going to connect this cable, which was not connected. The cable comes all the way up here. Okay, this door. And now we're on the roof. Thank you. I'll do all of this and scrap you. Wait, I don't bother to come back up here. Looks like there's some loot over there. We're just gonna do a quick walkthrough and get as much loot as we can. Where you go? Anything else? Nope. It's like a way to get back up if you drop in the water. Scraps, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's definitely a ladder back there. It's like a battery, so that's another special that you'll want to locate. So there's a ladder there and a ladder here. Why there would be two ladders right next to each other, It doesn't make sense. Special. Yes. Okay. It just didn't make sense. There would be two ladders right next to each other. I'm just gonna try and use my character to fly over. Missed it. So close. So close. I'll give it another try, and if not, I probably need to get some energy. Nope. Alright, I'm going to go back up this other ladder, see if there's anything over here. I'll just remember to come back to that. Ugh. What's going on with my robot? He doesn't want to grab anything in the air. Okay. Well, one more time. Then I'm giving up. Awesome. Okay. Ugh. Nah. Only places to get scrap. Nothing on top of that. You. Come here. No, it. Why'd you fall? All right. Let's. Now I get to drag you up the ladder. Manipulating objects, especially heavy ones, drains a lot of energy. As you can see, I'm using 4, 6, 7, 9 kilowatts. That's a huge amount. A huge amount. Didn't want to have to use. But he's got tech scraps in him, so he's worth it. Oh, too slow. Pick up you. My energy's pretty low. Energy along with the health. Really low. I might be stuck sitting here for a few minutes. That's not too bad. So I need to get back down to the boat. I'll do that when I come back. There's two ways I could get down to the boat. Go this way or this way. I'd like to clear this. Okay, And do it carefully enough. It'll give me another route to come back. Alright, this is a drop ladder. When I use this, it'll drop the ladder. Alright. We're down. Well, there's a save and heal station on the boat at the front. Use that. Gonna press and hold V while I'm charging. Awesome. Since I'm on the deck, I'm gonna grab him. And I'm gonna put him on the engine. Oop. There we go. Ah, yeah. There's another one here. Go ahead and slot him into the electric engine. Head back up. Before I do, I should probably... These are fuel cables and fuel canisters. The canisters in here. And I'm going to go ahead and top off the diesel engine with diesel. Switch that to input. And there's 2,000 diesel. And the capacity of the boat without any tanks is 2,000, so this should top up my diesel. Let's let that fill when we go back up. I'm going to go ahead and actually scrap everything I've got on me first before I head back up, so more or less empty. Drop. Oh, I'm now level 3. I can get the storage containers. Nice. Alright. This will give me a reason to connect the fabricator. Turn it on. Now, just like you see the build menu here, inside the fabricator, same menu. And now I've got item parts I didn't have before. I can build those parts individually, or I could just right-click the module and say add all parts to queue. If I have some parts laying around nearby the machine, I can say add missing parts, and that'll just produce the parts that are missing. So I'm going to hit add all parts to queue, and I'm going to say that twice. Just going to build enough parts for 2. Over here, and where's a good place? Here. So I can put these on the wall, or I can put them on the ceiling, I can put them on the floor. I'm just going to put them on the wall. I will probably upgrade these before I leave the dock to some larger ones. Loot all of this. Ah, yes. Keep coming. Anytime the machine gets blocked because the material gets stacked up, it kind of just holds it. It's a little buffer. Alright, so if you notice the top here, we've got H and Y. H will change the sort of the items, and Y is a filter. So if I click a couple of times, it'll take me to material. Now I can use that deposit all, and then only deposit the materials. Now that storage container is full. Open it again. Press Y 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Deposit. Deposit all my materials. I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to add to queue 2 more times just to get the rest of those containers built. Just drop those, and as soon as there's enough, the material will jump to the build and start the build process. There it goes. I'm actually going to make the first container. Oh, shoot. I'm going to make the first container all of these random items. Like all the memories, some of the bio waste, and these cables. I should put you in my toolbar. You. Nice. So random stuff, and then materials that on all of those. Cool. Head back up after I top myself off. Boy, I don't take very much energy. My capacity of the robots at the moment is pretty low. Another kind of half special, pretty obvious, really. I'll come back and do that.
Clamps before engaging any power line or transfer. Fluid active storage for tools, resources, and cryo parts. The bay also houses fabric.
Kind of the quickest way to the roof. Alright, so we've only got one panel working up here at the moment. We've got to repair the others. Wow, okay. So we need plastic, glass, copper, iron, aluminum, silicon, pretty much everything. Aluminum is kind of one of the more high-end materials out of that, and it's not super common. So I think we're just going to go through and clear all of these. As soon as all the legs are dead, the squid kind of pops on its own. So you only have to keep hitting it until the legs disappear. Legs are gone, it pops. So you're functional. Matter of fact, all 3 of these, I think you're functional. Hard to tell. So I'll definitely hook up those. I didn't see any loot as I ran through here. It's just scrappable stuff. And this is the basketball hoop that you can play the game, basketball game. Whoa, why am I moving so slow? There we go. So I didn't quite finish doing my original sweep of the roof. You notice that door's locked. It's not that it's not powered or could accept power. It's this creature's kind of corrupted the lock. And now it's open. So it wasn't an issue of power, just an issue of, hey, there's an NPC covering it and preventing you from using it. Alright, cool. So we got a fabricator and a recycler here. I could power these off myself just by connecting a cable like you do when you charge. Just reverse the flow. But I'm not going to do that. I am going to... Actually, I kind of do need to. Because it's dark and all I have is a solar panel. I don't know... Oh wait, I have a battery too though. No, 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 don't scrap the battery. I'm actually going to drop the battery. And don't... Stop. I want to connect it to the machine. There we go. Alright, so I have some material. Now, the lights work, but the machines don't because the machines don't work on the facility power, I guess you call it. It requires a direct connection to power. So I could go this way with it, connect there, down here. Don't like, that's like totally in my way. So I'm going to do is I'm going to open my skills menu. I'm going to grab this one so I can build extenders on the floor. Extenders are super cheap. They're just plastic and iron. Alright. Nice. Okay, so we're not actually getting power from the panel, we're getting it from the medium, those two medium batteries below. Let's build one more. Maybe right here. These won't work very efficiently, but they will work. It's only when they're inflamed and they're not moving or being manipulated by the wind that you know that they're not functional. So we're charging our battery and we have power for the machines. What else? I saw some vents in here. So we'll remove that vent. This has some value to it. 2 metal scraps, but it's 8 seconds. So I would never normally use the dismantle tool on it, but I could shove it in the machine. This guy, I think, is going to be... Yeah, I can lift it enough to manipulate it on the floor, but I can't lift it into the machine. I think this is the pallet. Yeah, the large pallet. 3 scrap for 8 seconds. Nah, I'm not going to worry about it. Lovely scrap. Okay, so here's that vent, and I can see the ladder through the vent. Hey, we got a memory. Crayons. And you have tech scraps and aluminum. I need aluminum. Yeah, 4 for 1. No, thank you. I'll just leave you there for now. Can't see you. Get it all? Yep. Pretty sure that just goes down to the dock, to the water. So I'm not going to bother to drop through that. Yay. Okay. Let's grab this one. Put it in there. Just going to quickly get these out of my way as I'm bumping into them. Right. I think that's all that's up here. Did I get enough between those aluminum scraps to get at least one of the other panels working? I think glass is another one that's kind of hard to get enough of. Yeah, glass, aluminum, that's fabric. Glass, it's not all the same requirements for each of the panels. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of material to fix those. Which is fine because I'll be able to disassemble them once they're fully built. Although I'll lose some material unless I get the skills to build it, then dismantling is 100%. No loss. I think he will give me broken glass and aluminum. So I might be able to get one of these working. Can I scrap him? Nice, I'm getting medium batteries now. Those small ones are kind of useless. Let's top myself up. Oh. I'm forever doing that. Drop. Connect. Loot. Okay. Wow, that's super low. I might as well just recycle that too. I think there was some, yeah, some silicone, some more aluminum. I think I could fix one or two of those now. Forever hitting the wrong button now. Yee, you're 20, 12, 15. Alright, let's do this one. Alright. I think the note is solar panels, as long as they don't get hit by NPCs, they don't degrade. They don't have any moving parts. And these guys do degrade, although apparently they're easier to repair. I think it's due to the fact they have moving parts. I'm using my last glass on that one, so probably won't be able to repair the next one. Alright, so the benefit to those, though, is, of course, sunlight's not required for them to function. So they'll produce a lot more over the lifespan, but as long as you can keep up with the maintenance, it doesn't really matter the fact that they're not gonna be able to work forever. Alright, let's get some power over here. And turn you on, because I want to make some more containers. At least 2. You think there's not enough materials. We need iron and glass. Oh, shoot. That's what I need for the other stuff. Just competing for my materials. Alright, so I think I'm going to try for that hidden location again. Oh, there's stuff down here. I should grab that. Oh, too far. Looks like each side of the dock has a method to allow a swimmer to get back up. So I want to try and get that other special location, hidden location. But over here. Let me kill this guy. Hey, reach level 4, new skills enhancements. I haven't used any hand star points yet. You really don't need to use a whole bunch early on. Ooh, okay. There's a special right here. He's pretty easy to get to. Now we've got fabric and 2 memories. And a bunch of loot. Nice. Bother with that vent. There's another one of these over there, but I don't think it leads to anything. I don't think there's a hidden location over there. No, those vents are closed. There's a camera, though. Yeah, so there's the basketball court, so that other ladder should be on the other side. There it is. Okay. Let's give this another try. Nope. I know it can be done. I know it can be done. Can I do it, though? No. Apparently not. Guess I should just keep going higher. Oh, okay. Thank you. Jeez. You'd think I'd have got on the first try. Memory. Yes. This is a food canister. Those are super helpful for humans. Not gonna bother with that. Stack of containers out of the way. Looks like there should be something behind it. Batteries. And there is that special hidden location that we can see from the dock. If I can get up here. Maybe I'm supposed to use this ladder. I think there's more up here. Another food canister. And some general loot. Can I drop down from above? I don't think so. I guess I'm just not good at parkour. So let's make it simple for myself. Let's just... Yay, there we go. And yep, that's where we were before. I'm not sure exactly how many hidden locations there are. I think I've gotten most of them. If I'm missing one, let me know. Alright, so I think I'm going to start my looting pass, or not my looting pass, my recycling pass. So I will come back anytime I find something interesting, find another hidden, or I show you my method for recycling the loot that's down near the starting location. And we'll come back when I've gotten that done.